Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you will find links to all of my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, how to support me on Patreon, and where to get Watch Barbara Knit merchandise. Today I'm going to talk about a magazine. Excited about this. And magazines, I think, are a little bit of a sensitive topic in the knitting world right now because we really have lost almost all of our knitting magazines. And it is because printing stuff is really expensive, and mailing it is, it's just, it is so much cheaper to do things digitally, to do it online, that it's getting to the point where it's almost impossible to justify the actual printing of a magazine. Now, the magazine I'm going to talk to you about today is not a knitting magazine. This magazine has 0 patterns in it, but I still think that y'all, my viewers, who are here with me, who like knitting, who like crochet, who like the fiber arts, might want to consider supporting this magazine. Now, the name of the magazine is Fiber Art Now. And as my mildly clickbait title said, it's like getting a museum in your mailbox 4 times a year. This is a quarterly publication, and I'm going to go to the website right now, and we're going to go over the website, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to look at the actual magazine. So I do have it here because I did subscribe. Now, this was one of those things that the algorithm totally had my number. I think it probably popped up on Instagram or Facebook and said, hey, maybe you should subscribe to this magazine. And I clicked through to this website and I was like, I totally should subscribe to that magazine. And I do not regret it for a moment. So it's Fiber Art Now. And it is a quarterly fiber art physical publication. And it is about art. I mean, it takes fiber arts as seriously as they need to be taken. They're not seen as lesser. It's just gorgeous. And what here I wanted to show you, it says, what's inside of an issue of Fiber Art Now? We've got, and there's installations, there are wearables, vessels, floor stuff, sculpture, artist profiles. That's what it says. And then you can just see all these images of all this. I love the seagull on the head. Wild stuff. And here, techniques and media tell the stories. These are probably not, it's like not limited to, but may include. We've got bamboo, basketry, whatever this is. Which is one of the reasons why I like getting these kind of things, because I need to go and look that up because I don't even know what that is. Book arts, cotton, crochet, embroidery, fusing, hand tufting, handmade paper, hemp, knitting, knotting, latch hooking, macrame, mixed media, needle felting, Nuno felting. Don't know what Nuno felting is. Paper, polyester, quilting, rayon, rug hooking, shishiko. That is a form of embroidery. Shibori, that is a form of knot tying, silk, tapestry, weaving, wet felting, wire, wool. I mean, it's just this huge list. So it's a very all-encompassing, it's like, if it's fiber arts, we're good. It's gonna be in this magazine. And this, again, I'm doing this. Now, I want y'all to know that nobody at Fiber Arts Now has any clue who I am. I am doing this because I found it. I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to share it with y'all, and I want to support this type of artistry just in the ether. So that's why we're talking about it. This is not a paid promotion. They don't know who I am. I bought a subscription because I thought it was cool, and I wanted to see if y'all would think it was cool. So I waited until I got at least an issue, and then I'm like, yes, this is absolutely gorgeous. So it's quarterly ad-free print magazine delivered to your door, plus access to digital versions. I'm going to show you some of that. Digital access to the past 12 years of Fiber Art Now, instant access to 20 original ebooks, and additional perks such as discounted entry fees, access to grants, and a free first issue. So those are the things. Calls for entry, internationally renowned jurors, world-class exhibit venues. It's what I said. It's like getting a museum in your mailbox. I am logged in. So, here, all available issues. So these are these are the paper ones you can buy. Where are the digital ones? I looked before I started doing this, and of course, I cannot find it now because it's me. Oh, let's go to my account. And here we go, digital archive. So, and look, as a subscriber, I can get a discount if I decide to enter for something, which is really cool. And I want to show you the digital archives. Now, I'm not going to go into any of these because obviously that is a bonus for subscribers only, but I'm going to show you the covers. So this is the current issue, and then they have all of these years, 12 years worth. Oh wow, that one's super cool. I need to look at it soon. Oh, look at that. That is really, really cool. Dun, 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 dun. So there we go. So you've got, when you get the subscription, they mail you something, but also you have this digital access. And I totally understand that there's lots of people who aren't going to be able to find a way to put this in their budget. I also want to encourage you, if you find what we're talking about inspirational, you can go and you can follow their Instagram account. And always following on social media and sharing the posts on social media is always a great way to support that's entirely free. So that is, I clicked on this one already. Look at that. I don't even know what's happening there, but it's really, really cool. So it's just absolutely cool beans kind of stuff. Like, what is this? What is happening here? Upcycling cigarette butts. By stitching them. That's wild. So, and that's one of the reasons this kind of stuff is, let me come back here. Okay, is why I wanted to share this with y'all. And what is amazing about this magazine, and even if you just follow them on Instagram or on Facebook, is the inspiration that it can bring to you, that you might have this idea to do something cool or different, or just, I mean, cigarette butts. Who would have thought of freaking embroidering cigarette butts together? But it's a really interesting idea. And it might send you down, get that pinball machine going and send you down a road, but also applicable, not cigarette butts, but applicable to knitting, simply looking at, and we've discussed this before, the colors involved, the textures involved might actually give you inspiration for your next knitting project. You might be able to look at some of these beautiful colors that these artists have put together and use them to be like, hey, I can put these two colors together in this pattern that I'm thinking of doing and borrow from that kind of thing. So it's inspirational. So here we go. I'm going to show you the magazine itself. We're going to flip through it. This is, and look how big it is. This is a big old magazine. I'm going to look, it's next to my head. It's this big. It is, I don't know. It is heavy duty. This is not like newsprint. This is not thin paper. This is like glossy, fine, like good quality paper. So, and this one, when I first opened this one up, that just blew me away. And that is made out of pencils, which is just mind-boggling to me. And this is like, I don't know what's happening here. So the columns, we've got artist business, campus connection, on our radar, artist process, artist studio, and then this section here. See this section here that's in the thing? This is the gallery. This is the gallery of the museum. This is the all of the curated pieces of art, and it starts at page 26 and the next page is 70. So it's a huge chunk of the magazine, and it's just looking at these different art pieces. And 70, it always begins with materials. 78 is painting with warp and weft, weaving, obviously. And then the grants, which I think is really interesting. So this first artist business is obviously someone who is doing embroidery. And there's a whole article on it. And then this one, Campus Connection, this is a professor, I believe. And so they're talking about this professor's artwork. And what I'm finding interesting is these little bits here that tell you what is going on. So like it says, canvas, rayon thread, wood, painted, collaged, and stitched. And then the opposite one is silk, cotton, canvas, dyes, pigment, thread, collaged, dyed, printed, and stitched. So these are a lot of multimedia pieces, all that incorporate some kind of fiber art. Here is another shield. That's obviously something he's doing. This obviously has stitching on it. Very cool. Now this one, look at this. And here you can see the process. I love this process photo, and you can see the finished piece. And then I sat here looking at it, and then when I read the little thing, it's made out of junk mail. So that's just mind-boggling. I'm using that word a lot. I apologize. It is beyond what I could have ever dreamt of. And then here we have artist's process, and this is a textile artist who does weaving of just monumental size and beauty with the materials. This is polyethylene rope, flax, lace curtain, weaving, climbing rope, weaving frame, MDF, all different kinds. Look at this. Okay, there's that one. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And having the information here that you can read and see all of, and there's, I can't show you everything. So, but here we go. Paper made. This is the exhibit, if you will. And it has an entire list of the people who are included. So all of these artists applied and are getting featured in this. And it's just incredibly impressive. And there are just, I'm just going to flip through it because, again, I don't want to expose too much. And so this is woven out of paper, which is wild and beautiful and probably not wearable, but it's art. It doesn't have to be wearable. Like this one says it's made out of cotton and ABACA pulp. I don't know what that is. I have to look it up. I'm willing to believe that it's going to send me down a rabbit hole of finding really interesting stuff. And then it says pure light fast pigment, Hollander beater, turkey baster, squeeze bottles, plastic spoons. I don't know what was going on, but it sounds like a lot of fun. A really interesting woven-ish piece that's a bodice. So as I said, it's art. Absolutely beautiful stuff. This is the one that I showed you already that was like in one of the middle things. Let's see what's made out of. Mulberry paper, acrylic, copper wire, thermoplastic, on PVC, layered, rolled, adhered, cut, and woven. So all the things were done to create this, and it looks like a alien ocean. It's very organic and very cool. This is, I don't know how it's worn, but it's sculptural jewelry, whatever that is. Whatever part of the body that goes on. This one grabbed me, and it's a little, the idea that the painting is on the inside of an envelope. I'm like, now I want to paint the inside of an envelope. That would be really fun. This is a woven and stitched piece. So it's just more weaving. Just absolutely interesting. This one is woodblock printed, and then they did other stuff. Hand-carved woodblock, 12 prints, lock to paper, oil ink, waxed cotton thread, archival, adhesive, hand-carved, printed, folded, and sewn. So it's got, again, all the things, which is very, very cool. I love this one. Whatever's going on there. Love it. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. But again, I don't want to show you everything because that would be, unfair. I love this though. She looks so happy. And then this is, again, the art, it always begins with materials. And it's got some really interesting, I don't know what's going on there, but I haven't read this. So I'm going to have to spend, and this is the kind of thing that it's going to take me days to read it and fully process it and to understand it. And also I'll go back and look at it. So now part of this fiber art now is that they do grants. They do grants, and you apply for a grant. And so this is a grant, and then like each issue has like who received a grant. And so this is a grant recipient. It is a woman in, and this, I feel like we can all relate to this individual. Sam LaValle learned wet felting about 2 years ago by watching YouTube videos. After much trial and error, she knew that wet felting was the path she wanted to create her wizard hats, an idea she had been thinking about for years. But the whole idea of learning something on YouTube and then it's sending you careening in a completely different direction than your life had been going, I think that most of us can relate to that. But she got the Emerging Artist Grant, and I believe she is in Portland. So she's in Oregon. I assume Portland, Oregon. I think there's other Portlands though. And then this is another grant for yarn bombing that is a community project. So people apply and they get these things, and then these are at the end the calls for the next 4 issues of if you want to apply to see if your art could be juried. I'm sure there's a jury fee, that there usually is. Now, this is, if you saw on the website, they have the thing where they say, get a free issue when you join today. And so this is my free issue. They sent me this immediately, and this is the summer issue. The one I just showed you is the fall issue. I waited until I got the 2 issues so I could see if it was consistent before I would, sing its praises, because I think it's just amazing. Now, the gallery in this one, there's a lot of weaving in this one. that I really like. This is fascinating, and I'm going to read the article. That's like grass grown in like plastic, and like it's making and like ecology type statements. There's a big article. So this is Fiber Reimagined is the name of this one. And this one is more fiber oriented. I think the other one was more paper oriented, but look at this needle felting. Absolutely stunning. I've flipped through these. This one has quilted pieces in it. Interesting woven, very interesting embroidery and beading. More quilts, really just woven. And this one, I really like this issue as well. They both are very, very different, but both are also inspirational. Okay, this is recycled t-shirts, tulle, poly batting, poly thread, freehand collage, freehand machine quilting. These are quilted. These are fabric and they're quilted. I'll just let you sit and look at that for a second because they're just gorgeous. This one blew me away. That dress is made out of N94 masks. So it's like a repurpose, and it's totally a statement kind of situation. I'm sure that there's a very deep meaning behind that. And then there's... This is one of the ones that I'm like, that could definitely be inspiration for a color palette for something that you want to work on. Beautiful woven pieces and sewn pieces. And look at the size of that. What they said about installations. Just massive things. Where is... Oh, this is... Remember the cigarette butt woman? This is the cigarette butt. They're cigarette butts in there. Put in. Beautiful. Creative, interesting. I can't... Oh, okay, so I want to show you this one. Right? Repurposed greenhouse frame, gold garden twist wire and ties, metallic thread varieties, knotting, finger weaving, free-form crocheting, and hand sewing. Just amazing. Just cool. Like, and what is this? Look at this. It's inside like plexiglass boxes, and it's like stitching and embroidery, but with like holes drilled. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so that is, let me go grab the other one. Okay, fiber art now. I just wanted to share it with y'all. I have felt that there's like a hole where the knitting magazines used to be in like just my life, and this is in no way a knitting magazine or a substitute for those things, but it brings the type of inspiration that knitting magazines used to bring. The color, the texture, the beauty, but on a whole different level. It's just really cool, and to see what people are doing with the fiber arts, I think opens up a whole world. And that's why I wanted to share this with y'all. Now, again, they don't know me. They don't know I exist. Nobody asked me to make this video. It's possible that nobody wanted this video, but I wanted to share it because it's something that I'm really excited about. And I'm going to be reading these two issues for quite some time because it's just a lot to process. And again, if having a subscription to a magazine like this is not in your budget, simply following them on Instagram or Facebook is a really great way to support this type of art in our fiber art community. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think of all of this wild stuff. And if you have any magazines that you want to recommend to me that I could check out, please let me know in the comments, because again, I am really missing some of the ones that we used to have. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.